Luck does not exist. The only thing that exists is the grind. Working at your craft day in and day out. Individuals that are successful, some people say that they got lucky. Quote unquote lucky. Nah. They are the ones who worked on their craft and every second for them counted. They worked on their craft for a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 30 years before they got where they got. So what you're making, if you're saying that other individuals that are successful got lucky, you're making an excuse. That's an excuse that you're giving yourself for you not being at where you wanted to be at. That's on you. That's on you. You're the one who set your alarm and didn't get up when it went off. You're the one who pressed the snooze button. You're the person who skipped that rep, who skipped that practice, who skipped going to the gym, who ate ice cream instead of eating the kale that you set aside for yourself to eat for that day. You're the one who missed out on opportunities because you wanted to sleep in for the weekend instead of getting up when everyone else is asleep. Instead of going to the gym when everyone else is comfortable. You're the one who got comfortable. That's on you. That's on nobody else. That's on you. So if you come at me with excuses, reasons, or explanations, shut up! Because I don't want to hear your excuses, reasons, and explanations for why you're not where you're supposed to be when you're the one who makes decisions. When you're the one who controls every single second how you spend your day, that's you. So don't come at me with excuses, reasons, or explanations. I don't want to hear those. What I do want to hear is what you're going to do to change yourself. Write down what you're going to do to change yourself. And go out and actually change yourself. Go out and actually push yourself beyond those limits. Go out and actually get up on the first alarm that you set off, get up on that one. When you get tired in the gym, push yourself through that extra rep. Fail and push yourself through that. What you actually need to go ahead and do, check this out. What you actually need to go ahead and do is you need to go ahead and delete your cable. How about that? How about you delete your cable? Delete your Netflix, your HBO. Delete your cable. Take that $150 that you're spending every month on crap that you're watching. Listen, TV does not help you grow. The shows that you watch, Empire, all that stuff, that does not help you grow. That wastes your time. Take that time, energy, and money that you're spending watching TV, and how about you take that and put that towards your goal? Put that towards where you're trying to go. Take that $150 that you're spending on cable on a monthly basis. That's like 2 G's a year. Take that and put that towards your goal and then see what happens. Focus on yourself. Don't worry about what other individuals are doing. They are not lucky. Get that idea out of your head. The only one that can make the change is you and yourself alone. Start with yourself. Work on yourself. Make the sacrifices that you need to make. Take the time that you have and see how important it is every single second of the day. You control what you do. Nobody else does that. You have to get out there and grind.
I feel like anybody can do anything and set their mind to. But it depends on how bad you want it, and I wanted to do it. You know, at this stage of my life, I don't feel like there's too much that I can't do. I don't mean to sound cocky or nothing, but if I really want to do it, I don't give up that easy.
Everyone sees the work that you put in, but it's what you don't see is going to determine how far you're going to get. I hear stuff all the time. People say, oh, look in the mirror and you'll see why you're not succeeding. I don't believe that. Okay? It's what you don't see in the mirror. That's what's holding you back. It's what you're not willing to see is why talent is not enough. And when you finally see it and accept it and decide to work on it, then you can take that next level.
To show up and be your best. And that opportunity doesn't come that often. Everyone's like, oh, Greg, you're lucky you got the cover. You got this, Greg, you're lucky. Everything you do is luck. Bullshit. Because before it was luck, it was a belief. And every day with no one watching at 5 in the morning, by myself, I trained it because I believed in it. Then I mastered it. No, I remastered it in hopes that one day my trained ability collided with an opportunity to show it off. That's what luck is. That's what success is.
With talent has to come preparation, has to come action, has to come development of being able to take those talents, take those skills, continue to develop them, continue to sharpen them physically, continue to sharpen them mentally, because at some point your physical talent is going to diminish as a professional athlete. That's just a fact. Okay? But what keeps that competitive edge, what keeps you on top, is the ability to think and prepare mentally over and over and over again.
One of the most important things that I've learned along the way is the value of time. I want to challenge you to really think how you will spend your time. We live in a society that will ask you to put out maximum results in minimum time. We replace face-to-face encounters with texting and Facebook. We replace in-depth conversations with short tweets and posts. We spend less time with our family and friends. Now, I used to think that success in life and relationships was about talent, but I've discovered that it's really about time. With time, you can learn to do anything, and you can build trust with anybody, but you really have to put the effort in. There's no app for good relationships. Someone told me once that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We have to earn people's respect by showing them that we care. Think about your time as an investment. It's not something to be simply wasted, but something that will yield results depending on how you use it. It's valuable, and when used to enrich the lives of others, the return will be incredible. Don't just spend time with your friends, invest time with them. Nothing beats your undistracted attention into someone else's life to break through the surface and really get to know them. Wherever you are, be all there. It's okay to be doing just one thing at a time and to concentrate on just the people who are in the room with you. Despite what it seems, everyone still has the same amount of hours in a day as they did in years past. But we continually find more ways to use our time while trying to find more ways to save it. You see, you can't actually save time. You can just find different ways to spend it. We need time to think, to be alone, to dream. So step back and think about what you really don't want to lose. Because opportunities will come and go, but some relationships will last a lifetime.
I said, I can't move. I said, there's a shock going through my whole body. I can't feel anything, man. I still remember the day I was in the film room watching film, and I was watching the California Bears, and my defensive backs coach, Larry Slade, came in the room. He said, Inky Johnson, I got some good news for you. And I dropped the clicker, and I said, Coach, what is it? He said, son, you're a projected top 30 draft pick. He said, all you have to do is play these next 10 football games. You're an automatic multimillionaire. I ran out of the room. I got on the phone. I called my mother and my grandmother. I said, listen, I said, after this season, our lives are about to change forever. And little did I know our lives were really about to change. The first game we come out, play against California Bears, I get an interception, we shut them down, we get the victory. Second game, we're playing against Air Force. It gets late in the game, found ourselves in a dogfight. And I approach the tackle like I approach any other tackle. And the way I'm approaching it, either I'm gonna knock you out or you're gonna knock me out. I'm 165 pounds. I can't play with anybody. But at the point of contact, when I hit this guy, something different happened that had never happened to me before in my life. I hit him and it seemed as if every breath in my body left. My body went completely limp. I fell to the ground. I blacked out. I looked at the doctor because I couldn't feel my right arm. They had poked me with all type of needles. Inky, can you feel this? Can you feel? I couldn't feel a thing. They took me back, they ran the CAT scans, and they rolled me back into my room, and I'll never forget it. All in about a 15-second time frame, I was lying there in my bed. My father, he went to take a step in and he looked at me and he said, son, I can't do it. And he walked out. My mother, she came in, she was running. She kissed me on my forehead, she said a prayer. She said, Ink, everything is gonna be okay, and she ran out. And as soon as my mother stepped outside of the room, the doctor rushed in from the opposite side and he said, hey, get in here, we gotta rush this guy back to emergency surgery, he's about to die. I said, what? I said, my mom just told me everything is going to be okay. He said, son, what happened? You have busted up subclavian artery in your chest, you're bleeding internally. I have to rush you back and take the main vein out of your left leg and plug it into your chest in order to save your life. And when I woke up from recovery, the same doctor was standing over me. He said, Inky, I have some good news and some bad news for you. I said, you got some bad news for me? After telling him I was about to die, I'm still alive. How bad can it get? I'm still here. He said, the good news is, son, we saved your life. I said, thank you, sir. He said, the bad news is you have nerve damage in your right shoulder. You probably can never play the game of football again in your life. I said, Doc, no disrespect, man, but I'm 8 games away. I've been working for this ever since I was 7 years old, Doc. There's no way. God, not now, God. Like, let me make it to the NFL so I can help my family first. Like, we miss meals. I said, there's no way. I never cheated. I never cheated myself. I gave everything I had to it, and I respected it. I never cheated. There's no way that my career can be over. I said, send me up to the Mayo Clinic. And after several visits, I'll never forget, this is when reality set in. It was me, my mother, my father in the room, and the doctors came in. They said, Inky Johnson, here's the deal. They said, son, we hate to tell you, but your arm, it would never be the same again. Your hand, it would never be the same again. Son, you can never play the game of football again. They said, son, here are your surgery options. We could take a muscle out of the back of your left leg, plug it into your right arm, but there's a possibility that you'll be left with a weak left leg and a weak right arm the rest of your life. Or we could take a nerve out of your left arm, reroute it up to your chest, down into your right arm, but there's a possibility that you'll be left with 2 weak arms the rest of your life. Or we could take a nerve out of your left rib, reroute it up to your chest, down into your right arm, but there's a possibility that you'll be left with a breathing problem and a weak right arm the rest of your life. By the way, tell us what you want to do in the morning. And the next morning I walked into the doctor's office. They said, son, what option did you choose? I said, no disrespect to you, doc. I'm not choosing an option. My situation is out of your hands. I said, no disrespect to you, doc. Cut me where you gotta cut me. I said, I know I will come out of this situation okay. As I stand right here on this stage before you today, they cut me 6 times down my left thigh. They cut me 2 times across my right rib. They cut me 2 times across my right pec. They cut me 1 time across the left side of my neck, 1 time across the right side of my neck. They cut me from the bottom of my armpit all the way down to the bottom of my hand. And after they got through cutting on me, they said, son, you're gonna be in this hospital for the next 40 days. I walked out of the hospital on the 3rd day. They said, you broke a record. How did you do it? And I said, first and foremost, the thing I want y'all to understand, I will never let a circumstance or a situation define my life. But most importantly, you know what I had invested? I had sweat equity. I had been working my whole life. And what I didn't understand, by being determined to chase something, by being committed to it, and what commitment is staying true to what you said you were going to do long after the mood that you have set it in has left. You see, people think commitment is saying, yes, I'll do it on the days when it feels good. But I have been committed to everything that I ever started in my life, and I never stopped and I never quit it. And so by being committed to everything that I started, I finished it. It built a certain type of spirit. It built a certain type of mentality. It built a certain type of individual. And so now I couldn't quit even if I wanted to. I couldn't lay in the bed even if I wanted to. I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. I had too much sweat equity in my life and everything that I was doing. I understood the process is more important than the product. It wasn't about the outcome for me. Whether I made it to the NFL or not, that was inconsequential in God's plan for my life. But I was going to fall in love with that process because I understood by falling in love with that process, it was going to turn me into a machine. A lot of people need a little extra money to get motivated. A lot of people need, whatever the case may be, a little bonus to get motivated. I don't need anything but breath in my body and life. And every day I wake up, I understand I got 2 children depending on me. I understand I got a wife depending on me. I understand I got a world that needs me. The reason I go at life with the passion and the zeal that I go at it with is because I understand every day of my life is somebody in the world that is dependent on me. It may not be you, and if it's just about you, you're in trouble, because I'm telling you, you're gonna hit something in life that's a lot tougher than you, and it's gonna test your will and it's gonna test your heart. And if it's just about you and if it's just about the product, it will crush you. Every day I get up, I understand it's somebody in the free world that's looking at me to see if I'm gonna keep going, and so I can't quit. And so I went back to school the next week after they had just saved my life. I was back in class. I had to learn how to write all over again, had to learn how to walk all over again, had to learn how to tie my shoe all over again, had to learn how to bathe all over again, had to learn how to live life all over again. Never one time did I say, let me go home, I need a break. You see, the thing we have to understand about everything that we're a part of, first and foremost, it's a blessing by God. And when it's a blessing, you can't help but to give everything you got to it. My life got saved. I got spared my life. I almost died. The doctor came to me on the field. He was on one knee and he grabbed my wrist and he said, son, you don't have a pulse. I don't even know how you're still living. The thing about it, my wound, like you can see this. You can see my arm. My wound is visible. But it's a lot of people in this room that are wounded and you can't see it. And it's internal. And so the opportunities that we pass up to be a blessing to other people, we can save their life with just one encounter. In my last doctor visit, they came to me and they said, sorry, Inky Johnson, you will never be able to use this arm or hand again in your life. I said, no disrespect to you, doc, but I will use this arm and this hand every day for the rest of my life by the way that I live my life. Every day I'm going to impact someone's life. Every day I'm going to empower someone. Every day I'm going to inspire someone. Every day I'm going to encourage someone.